Hello Libra, it's Nen from Insightful Vibrations here with your forecast for the week of October 16 to 22nd, 2017. I have drawn 7 cards from the Lenormand Gilded Reverie deck, and I will interpret those in just a second. But I would like to remind you to watch all 3 videos for your sign, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign or ascendant, as these will collectively give you a more comprehensive picture of the energies that lie ahead and how to best navigate them. So the other thing that I need to remind you about is that not every single comment applies to every single Virgo, or pardon me, Libra out there. And so, you'd need an individual reading for that. All right, so we have the scythe, the dog, the ship, the mountain, the star, and the letter. And we also have to the very left the child. And the child is the card that signifies the general atmosphere or main preoccupation for this week. And it is a dynamic week, and the child is all about, well, children for one, but also about, hope, optimism, playfulness, creativity, design, art, music, all kinds of right-brained activity. And, handicrafts, all kinds of things. So I feel that this week you may be really well poised to make some changes in those areas, because it is a very, very transformational week. But also it could be a week of a lot of gains. Pardon me. Well, with the scythe there, it's not pointing at the child, so I don't think that it has very much relevance. But I do feel the mountain has relevance to the child, and that may mean that a child that is also having a hard time right now, facing some kind of obstacle. Maybe they've lost a pet recently, maybe they've lost a good friend because they've changed schools or something like that. It's just an adjustment period, so this is something that you may be dealing with in your own household. But I also feel the obstacle may be a creative one. Pardon me, I'm losing my voice today really fast. And this, creative obstacle may be something in your work. It may be something to do with, siblings or children. It may be something to do with how you're interrelate with people. And it also may be something to do with anything creative that you're doing. So let's say you're designing something, and then you're stuck on one story of a building, or something like that. You just can't figure out what to do with the doorway or the height of a ceiling or something like that. So this is just really an imaginary block, because you have the star card next to the mountain, and that's beautiful. And you also have the scythe cutting away the obstacle. So basically this is just something where you have to walk away for a bit from your work, walk away a little bit, and then when you come back to it, it's like a fresh perspective. It's like when you study all night, or you work on something all night and you're so tired and it's just become disinteresting and boring and monotonous. If you walk away for a little while, give yourself some playfulness time, give yourself, a little break from that, paint a painting instead, or something, and then go back to the work you were doing. That will break that creative block up quite nicely, and you should do very, very well. I feel with the dog, there's a loyal friend that may be leaving your sphere this week. This could be due to a trip. It could be due to long distance relocation. It could be due to, you simply cutting them out of your life for some reason. But I don't feel that there's really any animosity or any difficulty here. And it could also represent the same kinds of events for a pet that you own. So, maybe you're giving your pet away, or maybe your pet has to have surgery and has to go to the vets for a few days. That kind of thing is very, very possible. And also, with the star card, this is a magnificent card, make your dreams come true card, but you have some work to do. There is some paperwork here. There's a letter coming in. It may be a letter of acceptance to a school or a job. It may be, a letter that you have to create, a document that you have to create, such as an application or writing a cover letter, or just connecting and liaising and networking through your work. But this will all bode very, very well for you, because the ship was one of those symbols that was mobile. It's taking you places. So you really, with the stars, I mean, the world is the limit, really. The stars are the limit. So you really are poised for transformation. And we do have some amazing fixed stars here, and I feel they will particularly impact your ability to how you see yourself, and where your blockages are, and how they're not really blockages, but they're really instrumental to be removed in your mind. And these will affect your earned income. And these stars are Spica and Arcturus. They're absolutely wonderful. But, they demand that you work through transformational issues, which will be created by Uranus this week. And Uranus is really, really offloading some tremendous power, facing Mercury, Jupiter, the moon, and the sun. And it's a new moon, so it's cuddling closely with the sun in Libra at 26 degrees. And the Mercury is also cuddling closely with Jupiter in Virgo. And they're all sort of these four bodies are just, really a powerhouse against Uranus. But Uranus is strong, and that's what you have with the star card. It's like electrifying transformation. So you may have an event that's surprising, shocking, or something that just comes out of the blue, and you may look at it like, oh wow, that's the obstacle. But don't look at it that way at all. Look at it as a remover of obstacles, because what isn't working really needs to transform. And you can also look at it as an opportunity for expansion, for gains, for gaining those things that you've been lacking. And we also have this 26-degree significance, which is the eagle and the white dove metaphor. And that's basically suggesting that if you put them both in the shape of a yin-yang symbol, and then you spin it really fast, you really don't know which one's the eagle, which one's the dove, because they really become inseparable and all blurred together. But so this kind of 360-degree transformation is something you're very capable of doing, and you should entertain this week if the opportunity arises for you. And it may very well with these kinds of cards and these astrological energies. But one little caution, and that is that you have Mars forming a sort of very awkward angle to Uranus, and that could cause a lot of conflict or rebellion, lack of cooperation. Sometimes it could cause a vehicle accident of some kind of transportation accident, but also electrical, fire, blades, those will all be potential hazards next week. And especially with Mars ruling Aries, which is the sign of the surgeon, any blades or cutting, saws or knives or anything like that could present a potential accident or hazard. And you need to be just extra careful, and due diligence always takes you further. Pardon me. And there may not be a hazard or accident at all if you keep these things in mind and be mindful as you go about your daily activities. So that's a wonderful dynamic transformational week ahead, and I really hope that you make the most of it. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, for liking and sharing the videos, and I appreciate it very much. It means a lot to me. I hope these videos are useful to you, and we'll see you next week. Take care.